Hello all, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the cross join. So before going to the cross join, I would like to explain. Like few things before that, like it's a pre-class. Now, if I execute this query, what I'll get? I'll get the product, I'll get the color and size, then I'll get the count. This is a function you use for doing the product count. Okay, I'm counting all the records in the product. The group by is color and size. So I'll get color, I'll get size, and whatever the count I add, I'll be getting that. And then I am doing the order by. If I evaluate this, I'll get the data. I'll get the date as a black. This is a color, and this is a size, and this is a count for the products. Whatever the products count I got, I'll get the count. Now remember here, for the black, I got the size as 38. If you see somewhere with the blue doesn't have the size 38. It starts the size from the 44. The same if you go with something gray, gray doesn't have anything. It has only blank. That's it. It doesn't have any 10, 20. It doesn't have any large, medium, small, and multi also. It doesn't have any 10, 48, 54, 66. Red has this. Red doesn't have any large, medium, and small. Okay. Silver. Same silver also doesn't have large, medium, and small. White has that. White doesn't have the sizes. So they are different. There are discrepancies. Okay. And I have the data only for the sizes and the like color. Let's assume I want to display in such a way that I want to get the black 38. 38 is a size, right? And I want to get the same size here in the blue also. Since there is no data for 38, I want to get the data as 0. I want to get the total product count as 0. For that purpose, what I can do is that I can take all the distinct values of the color, and then I can take all the sizes, then I can do the cross join. So this is a way I can do it. What I'll be doing is that I'll take all the distinct colors. Let's take I got color C1, C2. I'll take all the distinct colors. Then let's take I got size S1, S2, S3. What I am going to do, I am going to do the cross join between this. When I do the cross join, what will happen? I'll get C1, S1, C2, S1, then C1, C2, C1, C2 for S2 and S3. This is the way I get it when I do the cross join. Okay, after doing the cross join, then I'll join with the table and color and size with the products table. I'll take the count. If I get the data, if the data is there in the table, I'll get it as a count. If the data is not there, I'll get the count as blank. This is what I'm going to do it here. So for that, I'll return the query. This is where you do. So what I'll do here, I'll take the distinct count between both. I'm taking the distinct count between color and size. This is a cross join. When I do this, I'll get this output. I'll get this output. After getting this output, then what I'm going to do, I already have the data in the product. I already have the data for C1, C1 S1, I'll write C1 S1, C1 S2, C2 S2 like this, and I have the data in the table with this one. Okay, then based on this I'll get the count here, 20 count, 30 count, and 40 count. This is what I got. So what the system does, whatever data you got, it will try to compare with this. Okay, C1 S1 S, you got the data as 20. C2 S1, no, C2 S1 doesn't have any data, so you will have the blank here. C1 S2 S, you got it is a 30. C2 S2 S, you got 40, and you don't have anything for S3 and C1 S3 and C2 S3, so it will be blank. Okay, this is what is going to happen now when I execute this query. So this is a cross join. After the cross join, I am taking the count of the product table, and I am taking the count of all the products. So automatically what system does is that it is going to take care of this both. It is going to join on this, and whatever the data I have, I'll be getting that now. Execute. See, even though I don't have the, like for 44 blue, and I don't have, even there are sizes before 44 too, that there's 38. Okay, so 38 is there. 38 is not there for blue here now, but now you will be getting that. After executing this query, you will be able to see all the data now. So you can see it here. There is no 50 size for the black, but there is no products, but you are getting it as a blank. Now if you see for the 38, which we have checked in the last video, like a previous query, now you can see 38 is 38, you got it, but it is showing as a blank. So that way you can do the, you can also write the cross, you can use the cross join for that purpose. So we have seen the cross join, how to join, like how to implement the like for what scenario we will be implementing the cross join. I guess this example is the best one to explain that. Now we are going to cover regarding measures. So a measure is nothing but same like what are the columns we added. We use the function add columns for adding the measure, for adding the values, right? For adding a new column. The same way you can also have the measure. It's the same. Both are same. You can even calculate the value before, or you can calculate the value inside. Now, if you see the, unlike the MDX in the SSAS multidimensional MDX, if you calculate measure, that will be faster instead of calculating in the query. But here both will be the same, because it's a it is using the like column show index storage type, so that's the reason it will be faster. Now here what I am doing is that I am giving one dummy measure with the sales, internet sales as test, and I am calling the same measure here called test. Okay, I am calling the same measure name. Now see here what I am doing, and here since you are calling the measure, you have to give the column name to that. That's a sample test is a column name. Now if I execute it, what will happen? I'll get the measure, I'll get the output as sample test column. If you see at the corner, now I got one called sample test. This is a simple. Now what I am going to do is that I want to see what are the size, what are the categories and what are the subcategories I have. I want to count them. So for that purpose, I'll create one measure here. I'll create a measure called product subcategory, and the name is product subcategory count, and I have counted all the subcategory there. I have counted all the records from the subcategory. Then what I am doing, again I am counted the product. What are the products I got in the product table? I am counting all the products. Now what I am doing is that from the product category, okay, I want to get all the subcategory count. What are the subcategory count I have? At the same time, how many products I have for that category. Okay, so let's take the best example for this will be, I have the product table here. Product, the product table has P1 product, P2 product, P3, P4, P5. This is the product ID. Then this product will have the subcategory. The subcategory is C1, C2, C1, and next C2, C3. This is subcategory I have, and again this is a 2, and again for the subcategory, again the subcategories are grouped under the category. So C1, C2 you will be calling as I will say C101, C101, C1, C2 are called as C101 category, and C3 is called as C102 category. Now I want to get the list of records such a way that I want to get the category name, and I want to get the subcategory count. For this category 101, I got two subcategories, C1 and C2. So I have to get the subcategory. This is a category. I'll write a shortcut, subcategory count. Then I also need the product count here. So subcategory count is 2. I have the two subcategories. The count is 2. For C102, I have only one count. And then for C101 subcategory, how many products do I have? I have 4 products. Then I will get the count as 4. How many products I got for C102? It's a 1. So I will be getting this. Okay. So for doing that, I can write the functions here, MD, a measure, and it's a category, subcategory, and I am counting the records here. Subcategory, I am counting the total subcategory count, and I'm counting the total product count. Then I'm using them here. So when I use this, automatically I will be getting the category, and after that category, for that category, how many subcategory I have and how many product count I have. Okay. Okay, because I have to execute the measure also. And you can see one thing here, unlike the DAX, like in the multi-dimensional queries also, when you do the calculated query, if it is a normal measure group or if it is a created one, then it is both are different. When you create the measure group, it will be the scope. There is a scope for that. Same way here too. I can execute this. Okay, After executing this, if I execute this, it cannot be done. But if I execute both, then it will work. That is how you are going to see it here. So I'll get the product category, that is components. In the components I got 14 subcategories, and out of that I had 189 parts for that 14 subcategory. This is the way how I am using the measures. Apart from this, you can even try by using, like, you can go to the functions. There are many different functions that you have in the DAX. You can try them and practice them. By practice only you'll be getting you'll be learning lot of things. Go try to practice and use different scenarios yourself and try to do that. And we do have one more function here. I forgot to explain you. That is nothing. I forgot to explain that function. Now I remembered it. So it's a generate function. So basically, why do we use a generate function? Is that, like, let's take, we have two tables, and one is the parents and child. What the system is going to do is that it will go through the parent, and then, so this is what like I can show you the other example then. Okay, we'll go with this example. Let's take, I have a category. Ready? I have a subcategory table, two tables, and category as C1, C2, subcategory table as subcategory 1, subcategory 2, subcategory 3, subcategory 4, subcategory 5, and they are under the category C1, 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 C2, C2. Now what is my requirement is that I want to get all these categories, and what are the subcategories I have for that categories. If I want to get that way, I can use a generate function. What the function does is that it will take one record here, it will go and search, it will go and get all the records for that first record. Then once it is done, then it will take the second record, it will get all the records for the second record. Okay, it's kind of nested. You have the nested queries, right? Correlated subquery, non-correlated subquery, it's a kind of the same thing. It will take one record, search in the table, again it will take the second record and search in the table. Now the same thing, you can see it here, generate. What it does, it takes the values from the subcategory name, then it's going to get the values from the, first it's going to get the data from the category. Okay, then after that, what are the subcategories you have that category, it will go and take from that product subcategory. That's what is going to do it here. If I execute it here, now you can say I'll get the bikes, I will get all the subcategories for that. So this is also most commonly used function that we'll be using in the generate, is most commonly used in the DAX queries. Okay, so like, and done with that, and if you need more info, you can search Google, because there are many other scenarios for the DAX queries too. You can see some performance, like how they are executed by using the profilers, that all you can monitor it. There are many things to learn, and like, you have to do a practice. One suggestion from my end is that you should always do a practice for the DAX queries, because after doing like, you will not learn by just seeing that. You have to do the practice. You have to write the queries from your own, create your own scenarios, and then try to implement them by using the queries. That way you'll be learning more. You'll be learning more about DAX queries. Okay, so see you guys. We'll meet in the next video with few more things. Thank you very much. Bye, take care.